People ask me all the time, say, well, what about all the bad things going on in the earth? And they'll put in the comment section, they'll say, well, we got the war in Venezuela, we got Russia, we got China, and they'll just name a bunch of things that are going on in the world that they're concentrating on. This is one of the reasons why I don't watch the news. Well, that's one of the reasons. The other reason is because when I pray to the Lord, I don't want what I'm watching on the news to influence what God's already telling me. But the Lord already addressed this here in Matthew, the 13th chapter, in the 24th verse, when he talked about the wheat and the tares. The wheat being God's harvest, God's portion, God's remnant, and the tares being that which is evil going on in the earth. And he said the wheat and the tares will grow side by side. That's right. It will grow side by side. In other words, the portion of God and the evil of the world will grow side by side. So just because there are bad things going on in the world doesn't mean that God is not at work doing things for his portion, his remnant. Look at the life of Joseph. Now, this was the greatest transfer of wealth, really, or one of the greatest transfers of wealth in the Old Testament. Because here was a man who was worth nothing, who was in a jail cell 1 minute. The next minute, he's second in control. That didn't stop the famine. Not at all. But it helped the famine. God rose him to a place in power so he could have great influence in the earth, so that he could point the way to God. Do you not think that Joseph had an opportunity to tell a lot of people about God and the things that God had done in his life? God raised him to a power of influence, just like he's about to do with you and I, so that we can be the light of the world. So that's the whole idea. The wheat and the tares grow side by side. So I'm not worried about what's going on in the world. I'm not concentrating on that. I'm concentrating on what God is saying. So you got to get your eyes on what the Lord is saying, not what's going on. Because the things of the world are going to get worse and worse and worse. Jesus said that. He said, by the end of times, things will wax worse and worse and worse. So you can't get your eyes off Jesus. You got to get your eyes on Jesus like Peter did when he was walking on the water. When Peter got his eyes off the Lord, guess what? He started to sink. And when we get our eyes off Jesus, our faith starts to sink and our fears start to rise. So the wheat and the tares, God's remnant, and the evil in this world will grow side by side. Things will get worse and worse. But just because you see things going on in the world doesn't mean there's not a wealth transfer taking place, or doesn't mean that God's raising up his remnant, doesn't mean there's not going to be a great revival. So you decide what you want to keep your mind on. I'm keeping my mind on God, because heaven and earth will pass away. His word will not pass away. And in the end, he wins. I love you. Keep the faith. May the Lord bless you. May he keep you. May his face shine upon you. May he be gracious unto you and give you peace. If you have prayer or you need prayer, put it in the comments section. Share this video with somebody, if you will. I'm here for you. God bless you today. Keep your eyes on the Lord. The wheat and the tares are going to grow side by side. It's not by might, it's not by power, but it's by God's Spirit, says the Lord of hosts.